All right, guys. So welcome back to Bwoyatingz podcast. My name is Kareem Bwoyatingz, and this is our season finale. I cannot believe it. We've gone through 9 episodes of content, and I just want to say thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for each person that comments on the videos. Thanks for the support in general, the tweets, the reshares. I could not have done it without all of you. And this episode is a special one for me personally. I reached out to this person a couple weeks ago to actually have this episode done for the season finale. And she is Shericka Jackson, the legendary Shericka Jackson, multi-Olympic and World Championship medalist. We've seen her this Olympic season like a gold medal and 2 bronze medals. And I just think that, she is the perfect person to end this season. And she's here. And I'm so thankful for her. Just watch this video and enjoy it and watch it to the end. I have a special message for you guys at the end. All right, thank you so much. All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Bwoyatingz podcast. This is the season finale. I can't believe it. And my guest here, I've had this idea to have her ending my season. And it actually is happening. So was it weeks ago or months ago? I want you on the show. Weeks ago. I'm saying thank you so much. The incomparable, the legendary Shericka Jackson is here. Olympic gold, silver, bronze medalist, world champion, double gold medalist in world championships. Yes. Is it 3-time bronze medalist in world championships as well? Your resume is long, bad, but not as long as long, bad, and I love that for you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. So we're gonna talk about some things, yeah? Okay. So let's get as comfortable as they want to get and things.
Okay.
Yeah, this is not profile and stuff.
Okay.
Right. That's done. All right, so firstly, I must say congratulations on all these successes. But this year, this season, you've done some great things. And congrats to you. You're writing your name in history books. The first sub-11 in 100 meter, to also be accompanied by sub-22 in 200 meter, to also be accompanied by sub-50 in 400 meter, right?
And it was actually my first sub-22.
Yes, I know that. Yeah. So I get it all right. Right. So, I must say congrats. You've been doing some unprecedented things, and you are a legend to me as a track and field fan. I must give you all your praises, right?
All right, thank you.
So before we go into the 2020-2021 season, we're going to kind of backtrack this a little bit. So Shericka Jackson, who are you? Because I've watched some previous interviews of yours, and you move all about, I feel like you moved every person in Jamaica. So you were born in St. Ann.
So I was born in St. Ann.
Yes. You live with your mother.
And then I was living with my mommy. Then I moved.
Yes.
And lived with grandma that is in Manchester.
In Manchester, yes.
And then I came back to St. Ann to live with my father. Yeah. And then I went to Clarendon.
For high school.
For high school.
So when you came back to St. Ann to live with your father, why never go back to your mother?
No.
Okay, all right.
No, honestly.
So you go with your father?
Yes, because at the time, my mommy gave me to my grandma and my
Actually, your grandmother wanted you?
Well,
yeah.
she wanted all of us in one household. So she took me. And then when my father came back from Canada, he wanted me. So
your father's from Canada, eh? Love that.
No.
Yeah.
He just went to visit.
He just went to visit?
Yeah, so.
Okay. How many siblings do you have?
One.
One sibling?
Yeah.
And you're the youngest one?
Yes, I'm the only child for my mother.
Right, and your father has another child?
Yes.
Okay, so moving all about Jamaica now, you found home at Very Technical, and I heard that you actually wanted to go to Homewood.
Yes. I actually wanted to go to Homewood because it was closer to family, and I had cousins in Homewood, so I wanted to be among family, but Very Technical.
Your father didn't have a little link, so your father said, you were going to Very Tech.
He wanted me to go to Very Tech, and I think it's the best decision I've ever made.
Very Tech is a boarding school?
Yes, it is.
So you boarded there?
So I was boarding there.
And you can't cook nor nothing, as me hear. When like a birdie tell me say you can't cook. So how was that transition from living with family all the time now to be going to a boarding school like that? How was that?
The thing is, they cook there, but my mommy comes every Sunday.
Yeah, and she bring all the food them.
My mother bring the nice food them, so I never have to worry. So I had no problem with any cooking at all. I can cook though, but I'm not a chef.
Why you sound like me? I feel like that's an excuse that people who can't really cook always say. But all right. So going to Bwoyatingz, who was at that time and still now, they're very known for track and field.
Yes.
I heard that you weren't not as fast then. Like you weren't a star athlete until your last year at Veer, right? Or were you all the time?
I think I was good.
But you weren't great.
But I wasn't great.
But I remember Shericka Jackson from Champs days though. Like, I remember Shericka from Champs.
I win so many Champs medals.
Yeah.
Second and third.
Yeah.
So I think my last year I wanted extra.
Yeah.
So I wanted gold medals and I wanted champion girl. Because to be running 4 events every year and not get champion girl any at all, I wanted that, you know.
What were the 4 events?
4x1, 4x4, 200.
Shericka, a long time you run up and down, you know? No, let me feel like say God gave different strength. I don't know. So then you did fantastic at Veer. For me personally,
yes.
I think that you did a phenomenal job. And then you moved on to MVP, to UTEC.
To UTEC.
But why UTEC though?
At first, I wanted to leave. I had a choice to go pro locally. But at the time, I was running 51.6. 51.6 ain't getting me any cash, right? So I never wanted to go pro. I okay then. I wanted to go MVP because at the time, because I was getting hurt so much, I wanted to run 400. At the time, a little bit of it. Yeah. So I've watched MVP 2013 at the Jamaica Trials and at the World Championship. So I was like, okay, then I want to go there because I want to do good. But at the time when I go there, it was just, okay, then I'm here. I just go and maintain some things. I don't want to do too much because, leaving high school, you're just too laid back. I was very laid back. I was lazy.
And that's very hard to believe. Honestly. Somebody who runs so much events, it's very hard to believe that you're very lazy.
Remember, when you're in high school, you don't have to really work hard.
Yeah.
So when I came to MVPs, that's when I realized that, okay, then I just need to put a little more effort. I made my first team.
Transitioning from Bwoyatingz to a prestigious club like the MVP club, and the Sheroni Simpsons and the legendary Shelly and Fraser Price and Asafa Powell and all those persons were there. Were you somewhat like?
No.
They weren't there at that time?
I went there, it was only Shelly.
Shelly on. Okay, so Sheroni wasn't there at that time.
No.
Asafa did live.
Yes.
Right, Asafa.
I went there when Shelly was there.
So you went there when Shelly was there. So I think that kind of made y'all that relationship that you have now. But so transitioning physically and mentally, how was it though?
It was really, really hard.
It was hard.
Because for me, as an high school athlete, you want to discuss it with your high school coach. All right, is this the best decision where you want me to go? I never had that opportunity because he passed away before I left high school. So, but there was something that happened, so I know exactly, okay, then he wanted me to go to MVP. Yeah. So it was easy for me. It was kind of hard the mental aspect of it was hard, but I think I worked a little in the physical part because when I went there, you had Khalees and at the time I wasn't training with them because I just come and at the time Stephen was my coach and he was like, okay then.
You're a newbie.
You're a newbie running newbie group. So so that was easy for me, but the mental aspect part was very hard. Yeah.
To kind of touch on you mentally though, you are very open about like therapy and things like that, and I must commend you. I am open about mental health, and I try to advocate as much as possible. A lot of athletes specifically, they don't really touch on how hard it can be mentally, to train and to not perform as how you think that you should be performing. Therapy for you is very important.
Very, very important.
Why?
All right, for me, what I believe is if I am not mentally stable, I won't perform well. Because I'm a crybaby. Not because you see me like this, I'm a crybaby. I am if anybody in this world is more emotional than me, something is wrong. I will be sitting and I just start thinking and I just start crying. I am that emotional, right? So for me, I think 2020 was very, very, very hard for me. So what I did, I went to therapy. I wanted therapy. It reached a point where, oh Lord, anyway, yes. So it reached a point where it was really, really hard.
Yeah.
It was really, really hard. And I spoke to somebody and I went to the doctor and she was like, no man, something is wrong. Do you think you need help? And I was like, yes. I went to coach and I was like, look, I am going through so many things and I feel like I am so happy outside, but deep within I was dying.
Yeah.
Nobody knew because I am a person who always giving joke. I always have a smile on my face. So if I'm dying, you won't see it.
Right.
And I think that kind of put me in a place where I lose who I was.
You touched that 2020 was hard for you. Do you want to share why that year was so hard for you mentally?
Firstly, I had 2 fractures, after coming off a successful 2019 season.
At Doha.
Yes, so I had 2 fractures, which I didn't know. I was on them running up and down until I did the x-ray. And I was out for so long. Like, most of 2020, I couldn't train. I never did any background. I started training in March. Remember, at the time, the Olympic, they never put out the Olympics.
Right, it wasn't cancelled yet. Yeah.
It was really hard. I was like, man, I did so well last year, and I'm not going to do anything this year. So that, I think, took a little out of me. Like, I completely shut down. I never wanted to go, and until they canceled the Olympic, I was like, okay, then I can run some races this season and see where I go. But mentally, I wanted help, as I said, so I went to take care of myself because I said, look, I am not going to be in the same position I am in 2020, in 2021. Yeah. So that was really hard for me.
And it's just so amazing that, God postponed Olympics for whatever reason. And see, girl come star up Olympics. You're the MVP in my eyes. So I'm going to kind of backtrack this a little bit. So in 2014, when you started to train and all the excitement and the niceness to go on, you made your first, was it your first senior team?
Yes.
And there was a Commonwealth year?
Yes, it was Commonwealth year.
But you came 6th in the 400 meter. But then you had an opportunity to run the relays.
Yes.
So you're in the relay pool. So you got big fire now and all these things.
All these things.
And then girl get injured.
Come on.
So you couldn't even run the relay.
I couldn't even run. Firstly, I never touched the track any at all.
Yeah.
I don't even see in the stadium.
Yeah.
Because I was hurt and I was like, okay then, this is it. And I was like, man, I work so hard, but then I get nothing.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that put me in a state where, how am I supposed to handle disappointment?
Did you have any second thoughts? At that time now, you're technical now, you're a big woman now, So in a very technical time, it's a big woman, you got a big fire with big people.
Big people.
At this moment now, it must have felt like your disappointment in your own self. Did you have second thoughts like maybe this is just not for me?
I never reached that far. I was like, I don't think I need to work so hard. Probably I need to pull back. I work so hard, but then I end up empty-handed, which was really hard because just leaving high school and make your first team, you want to say okay then, because a lot of person was like, oh, once you go to MVP, that was it. Because
that's sometimes the case though in Shericka. You can't really blame the people them for talk because here's what, when the people them star up champs and when them got to them pro, when they turn pro, it's like they don't transition well.
That's true.
And that's something that I've discussed with Hans the Parchment, and we're still getting to that too. But I don't know why. So if people just say that, maybe they're not the paying over to say.
No. But the thing is, for me, I don't think I did so much in high school to say, okay then, all right,
maybe because
she's
I was
burnout.
Maybe because me not look on your family time as a fan. Maybe that is the reason. I don't know. Like, do you see those videos like resurfacing now when you got the baton for the 100 meter and you just tear up the whole stadium?
Yes.
Exactly. So maybe because I've been like a fan of track and field and I've been watching out for you. So maybe at that time I would maybe have that in my mind as well. So maybe should I transition well?
No. Firstly, I don't think I did enough in high school to have a burnout.
Right. Which is a good thing.
I was running good, but
Right.
I was running super, super fast.
Yeah.
As in, supposed to, all right, you have some people who I believe are running super fast than average youth.
Right.
But I
That's actual
wasn't.
factual. That's true. So then you had some disappointments in 2014. You ball a little bit. I'm not ask cry, say cry. So you came back home.
Yes.
And you started now for the 2015 season. And you ran a personal best that year.
Yes.
What year was that? That was a World Championship year?
Yes,
Was it?
World
And how was
Championship.
that for you?
I was very, very disappointed.
Right.
I was.
Why?
If you know, you have people who know time system. I run like 50.03
Yes.
in the semi. And I come back and only run 49.99. So that basically 50.
49 was a PB.
Yes, but it was like 50 points.
No, Shericka. But that's a sub 50.
That is a 50 point.
Did you medal that year?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I was grateful for the medal.
And that's your first World Championship and you got a medal.
Yes.
So I mean,
But the
come
time,
on.
the
Shericka.
time wasn't hot.
You actually got 2 medals.
Yes.
So you got a bronze medal.
And a gold medal.
And the gold medal in the relay. What
Yeah.
else you could have won?
No, the thing is, all right, maybe because at the time in training I was
You're doing well.
running super fast.
Yeah.
So to come and only run 49.99, I was really, really disappointed in myself.
Was there a reason for that though? For that time? Because if you were doing so well in training and you ran 50.0 in the semis and you look very comfortable, I must say. So 49.99, I understand. For other persons who don't really know the sport, they say, but that's a good time. But technically that's 50 flat.
Yes.
Just to see.
It is.
Right? So do you think, did something happen in that final? Was nerves a factor? Was it that, what exactly happened?
I think nerves was a little
Yeah.
bit of factor because it was my first World Championship final. So I was like, I want to do well. I want
Yes.
to get a medal. At the time, I wasn't thinking about a medal, but I wanted to do well, right? So I think I put myself under a little bit of pressure too much.
I think that was it.
Yes.
So then you came home with 2 medals, which is a tremendous job, by the way. And the next year, is a Olympic year. So that was Rio Olympics.
Yes.
Yeah, and how was that?
It was good.
It was good.
It was good.
How many medals you got that year?
I got 2 medals.
2 medals.
2 medals. It was good.
It was good.
Because I ran a personal best.
Again? So see, you are now consistent. So
Yes.
consistency is key. So you ran a personal best
Yes.
that year. Yes. And we all remember that year. And you came third, yes?
Yes, I came third.
Third. And then how much did the relay team?
They came second.
Okay, to the US. Was it US?
Yes.
Was the US? That was a good race though, I must say. At this point, did you in any way, shape or form realize that you're now on the cups of greatness? Things now. Did you think that to yourself at any point?
I've always think it.
Oh, okay.
So, most of the time, let me tell you, I will self-talk. Most of the time, I look in the mirror and I was like,
I love that.
you're so
I really love
good.
that though.
You're good, girl.
Affirmations are important.
I always tell myself that. A lot of persons don't know that it's very, very good. Keep you going. So for me, I do that a lot.
Yes.
And nobody can tell me otherwise.
And I love that for you.
Thank you.
I love that for you. So then in 2017, so you came off a high. So 2016, your first Olympic Games. So you come off from Commonwealth disappointment. Then you went to the World Championship, and although you were disappointed in your times, you still medaled, which was a fantastic job. Then you went to your first Olympic Games. You were very young. You still is very young. You got 2 medals again, 2017. Now, what happened?
Boy.
Yeah.
Distraction.
Why your distraction by?
So many
relationships?
things. No.
Okay.
No. No.
That's why I get to name this one that interviewed. So you understand. Yeah.
For me, I think after the trials, I lost so many focus on the task that is ahead. And I was focusing on what is already done.
Yes.
So when I went to Europe to training, I think I backed off a little. And then it was just, oh Lord, it was downhill. I went to the championship and I had to be sitting on a step to know if I made the final.
I remember that.
And my heart was hurting. I was hurting.
You qualified for the finals as the fastest loser. But why though? You were doing fantastic. So
I ran 50.0 at the trials. And then I was struggling to run 50.7. I think weight was a factor too. I put on so many weight.
Why? One for the Kurgood pot today that eat them time.
No. I think I wasn't disciplined in eating properly.
Right.
Because when I'm here, I eat properly. So I left and I wasn't focusing on eating properly, you know. When you go over there.
Foreign food and the foreign things. So for my viewers who don't know, that year, when you went to the finals, did you place? What was the placement? Fifth. Now, walk me through what went through your mind and what did your coach say to you?
That year, nothing.
Nothing at all.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I was so disappointed in some aspect. It was like, okay, then this is something I have to learn from. It was hard to learn there, but it was good at the same time.
Yes.
Right? I don't think I was that disappointed in 2017. I was, but not as in, oh Lord, I feel like I want to give up. Right. No. I was just like, okay, then it's a disappointment. It's time to move on. And I move on so quickly.
I love that. So then training, everything was happening. 2018 was a blank year, was it?
Yes, it was a blank year.
It's a Doha year now.
Ooh.
Where I think a lot of Jamaicans was just now paying attention to you now and say, all right, that girl, really.
I don't think so though.
You don't think so?
No.
Why not?
I don't think, firstly, remember that I won at the trials, you know.
Yes.
In a personal best.
I know that.
And then
what was that personal best time?
49.78.
Okay, talk
right?
truth. Yeah, legendary
yes, big PB.
Here. Yeah, I understand.
So I left and I went to the World Championship. I ran another personal best for another medal.
For a bronze medal?
For a bronze. Oh, Lord, I get every championship I go to, I get a bronze individual medal. Every single championship.
But a medal is a medal. Let me tell you. But a medal is a medal.
Yes, it is. Till when you look at it, everybody was like, man, you look like, you acting like the bronze queen. When I'm at training, sometimes they were like, no, you are the bronze queen. But I always say nothing happens before it's time.
So then, you said that a lot of Jamaicans weren't paying attention to you that year. You did a personal best at the trials. Then you did another personal best to get that bronze medal. That was the year of Shawnee Miller, right? Was it that year? Yes. I need to go back in on my notes and look at it. That was that year, though.
That was that year.
If my memory serves me correctly.
Yes, with Shawnee and Nasa.
Right. So those two competitors are phenomenal people. So if you had to get the bronze, it would have to be to those people. If you did get it to two other people doing it, then I say, well, oh, you understand? So, but we were paying attention to you, though. I think that Jamaicans know we're saying, okay, this girl is here to stay. You don't think so? Some.
Maybe the ones that really know track and field will probably say that.
And then you got a bronze in the 4x4.
Yes.
But then you helped out on the 4x1 that year, did you not?
Yes, I did.
How that happened though? So, because I know that you ran some 100 meters or some 4x1 relays before. So for the persons who don't really watch track and field, so when I'm seeing a lineup, how did you even go into the mix?
Firstly, it was difficult for me to get on that 4x1.
Why?
They never wanted me to run that 4x1.
They as in who? The teammates or the
no, not teammates.
Organization?
Yeah. Who is in charge?
Yeah.
So I was like, well, okay, they have 100 people, so I don't really care because I want to run 4x4 for my team. At the time, I wanted to anchor because, you know, I believe that my leg would be fresh because I don't think I would run the 4x4 heat. So I would be going in the 4x4 final with some fresh legs. And then I was like, coach was like, look, you're running the 4x1.
As you should have, and you did, and I thank God.
And I was like, okay then. And I was like, but what if they don't want me to run? I like to ask questions. And they're like, no, you have to run. And I was like, okay. And I think I was a little bit nervous because, you know, I'm a person who I think I always leave the baton. So I was kind of nervous, you know. And coach was like, don't worry, man. Just don't leave the baton. And I was like, okay. We did some passes, which was good. And yeah.
And you anchored that?
And I anchored that. At the time, it was the 5th fastest in history. So
I remember that.
I was excited, you know, to be among that.
So for all the persons that never did want you to run, you see, she run and you see, girl, me could get the gold medal and things, and she never disappoint you. So at this time now, you were dibbling and dabbling in the 100 meters, like in training. So them
Firstly, I train with quarter miles.
and that is it.
And that is it.
So why the coach did decide, so yo, when did see you and like he knew at that particular time? Because if memory serves me correctly, the last time that we would have seen you like professionally, that was from high school. If I can remember, like anchoring.
No, 2018, I ran a personal best of 11:13.
But that was a blank year, so no people
But that was
didn't
a
know.
blank year, so yeah. So.
Right, so why the coach should have said, all right, Shericka, I think they have it? Because they would have already had their pool of 6.
All right, the thing is, I may not be sprinting, but I'm fast.
We know this.
I'm fast. So he was like, look, you're anchoring the 4x1.
And that is that.
And that is that.
Yeah.
That is not even up for debate.
Did your teammates, and if you don't want to answer this question, that'll be fine. Did your teammates, were they open to you running the 4x1? Also the persons who were in the pool. Because if me come 6, another 6, another trials, right? I know you're going to tell me, so this girl is a quarter mile, she already get her medal in her individual event and she's going to run already. Why not go put this girl over me?
Did I just say it's not up for debate?
The people have never wanted. But you did it. You did a fantastic job for your country, and I must applaud you for that as well. So then, 2020 happened, and you were going through things mentally, and you got it together for 2021. The decision now for you to run all of the events, everything, because I feel like if you could have done all run 800 meters, they would run it too.
No.
Were you guys training now for you to run the sprints, the 100 and 200?
I would say this. Firstly, I was training with the quarter milers up until probably 3 weeks
before trials?
Less before trials.
No man, Shericka. Well done. So you were training to run 400 meters?
Yes. So
and that was the decision?
The thing is, when I started the 2020-21 season training late because coach wanted to give me some time for the shins to heal properly. Right? And when I went back to training, I was so heavy. I weighed like 156, and it was like, man,
yeah, I have to cut this dog in a girl.
You have to lose the weight. And it was like, okay, then by now and March, we'll make a decision whether or not you will sprint or you run the 400. I was like, okay, but knowing probably coach will say, you will only say that because. So like,
and
okay.
Paul Francis is your coach?
Yes.
For the record, Paul Francis.
For the record, Paul is my coach.
Okay, yeah.
So he was like, okay, then we'll make this decision and then we'll see how it goes. And I was like, okay. But in my head, I was still running 400. So I wanted to get fit because the weight was a problem for me to get fit. Right? So I think I got fit enough, and March was my first 100. I was so nervous. Maybe it's because in 2020 I started training March. I was kind of nervous, and I was like, okay, then I do. But I knew from the day I was going to run fast because I was like to Nesta, look, I'm going to run fast today.
Yeah.
Right? And it ended up that I got hurt.
Really?
I got hurt that day, and I was like, again? Yes, I got a cramp, which it took me out for probably a month.
So it delays now. You once again delay them or come, and you say, what is this? Like,
After me, I get fit.
Yeah.
I'm gone back to square one, basically. Because just to be striding is not enough. And I was like, okay then. The thing is with me, my mental space was already in place. It was stable. So it's not like, okay, then I got hurt, I want to give up. I wanted to get my leg right. And I was there and I was like, okay, then I'm going to get my leg, everything right. I'm going to run so fast. I wanted to run 48, so I was training to run 48, right?
Oh, yeah, to see, man.
So for me, it wasn't hard, but it was kind of easy.
Yeah.
And then, I was running some 400. My fastest 400 for this season was like 52.1. And I was like, man, am I going to be ready for trials? That's the first time I've ever sit myself down and I was like, am I going to be ready for trials? Right. But knowing me, I will definitely be ready because if my mind is ready, even if my body is not ready, my mind is ready. Yeah. So therefore, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Right? So I was there and I was like, look, I am ready to compete. I ran a 100, which I ran a personal best at the time, I ran like 11:02.
I remember that was.
I was excited, like I was like, oh my!
Yeah.
I got faster. That means I'm going to run good 400, and I was like, okay then. Then I go back to run a 200, and my wig was coming up. And I was like, no. I hold my wig and I hold my head down. I was like, no, not today. My wig. At the time, I run like 22.9. I was like, no, man, that means I'm in good shape. Because if I was holding my wig and running for majority of the race, that means I'm in good shape. Yeah. So for me, it was good. I think after that, coach made a decision and say, okay, you're going to run the 200. And I was like, yes, at least I'm not going to run in the 400, right? But you're going to run the 100 for a relay spot. Because you know the 2019 problem, I don't want it again.
Right, you can't do the excitement.
Yeah, so run the 100 and then you
just
have
to get in the top 6 for the race.
And I was only supposed to run the heats of the 100.
At the trials?
At the trials.
So the plan was for you to just run, get a good time so you can be a part of the relay.
Yes.
But the focus would have been on the 200 meters. So when you came to the stadium now, at trials time, ready up, you ran the 100 meter.
The heats.
The heats. And you ran a PB?
Yes.
What was that time?
10:91.
And then when they decided, no man, I forgot all the way.
The thing is, when I finished recovering, I was like, coach, do I have to come tomorrow? And he was like, why not? And I was like, but I already run the heats.
Yeah.
He was like, no, you're running the semi. I was like, what?
So you're running the semis too?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, what? And he was like, yes, you're running the semi and the finals. And I was like, okay.
So did you want to?
I wanted to, because, after I ran the personal best in the heat.
That was amazing. Come on,
like,
10-9. When was the day I'm here to watch it? I said, no, man. I said, wait, what is happening? So then you go to the semi and then you're in a personal best again?
Yes.
And what was that time?
10:07.
Okay. Listen to me. No, people, if you guys are watching, I'm very excited because like when I saw those races from you, I'm like, hold on. So Shericka run 10:07? Just so? Like, you look so comfortable. You look very relaxed. I said, if this girl is around 10:07, so a problem takes you, So then you ran the semis. When you saw your time, though, your reaction on your face, it's like you were very surprised. Like I said,
yeah, but coach was like, you in 10:07 shape. I was like,
10 what?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But because I never know how fast a sprinter is supposed to be running in some distance in training. Right. So it wasn't really a bother to me. So when he was like, okay, then you're running for the relay, but you're in 10:07 shape, right? I was like, okay then. So when I saw it on the clock, I was like, ooh.
So what crossed your mind now? At this time, walk me through, did you think that you would be in the top 3 because there was Brianna, Shelly was in 10:06 shape, Elaine, the camp was saying that, she was also in top form. Natasha ran some good times earlier also in the season. What was going through your mind? Like, did you think that, but we can't make the top 3, Like, yeah?
No, for me, I went in the 100 just to have some fun. You remember, I wasn't going to run the 100,
Right.
So
but in the semifinals, I run 10:07, so you must in your mind and say, listen, man.
No, honestly, when I went in that final, after I run the 10:07, I was like, okay then, I don't think I need to run anything. I made a relay pool, right? I was like, okay, I don't feel any way. So anything I come is okay. Right. Because I still have the 200, which I wanted to run badly.
Right.
So if I never made 100, it would have been...
Then you went to the final, and what happened? You ran 10:07 again?
No, I ran 10:82.
10:82. And you made a team?
Yes.
Your coach knew what you were going to do. Did you ever think in your mind that, hey, I'm going to run the 100 meter at the Olympics?
No.
Yo, that is crazy.
That was very, very, very crazy.
And I think that a lot of people, we knew Elaine and Shelly would have been there. A lot of people, we were but wait, but the 1, 2, 3 is so possible in the Olympics because look on Shericka would just come down from the 400 meter that we all love her for. And I run 10, like you're in history books now. You're now within the top 10, top 5 fastest women alive. I mean, come on. So, did you know at this moment, the 100 meter done gone, the finals run off and everything, did you at that point say to yourself, yo, I can medal at the Olympics, you know, and the 100 meter. Like that crossed your mind?
No, the thing is, after the trials, I ran 200, right? One at a Diamond League and one normal. So after I went back to training, I was like, so I'm not running 200 again. Why am I doing 100 program?
Yeah.
Right? Because remember, once you tell me that I am not going to do something, I turn my mind completely from it. So when he was like, who tell you that you're not running 100 at the Olympic? I was like, you told me. And he was like, no, you're running. And I think that took a toll on my mind a little because I wasn't prepared for that. I was prepared for one event. I have never doubled at any championship before. So to hear that I run in the 100 and the 200, what?
So then at the trials, you ran a personal best in the 200 meters as well. What was that time?
21:82.
Shericka, no. This is no. We never get to this. So you ran 10.7. You ran 21.8.
Yes.
No, for persons who are watching who don't know track and field, to even run 22.2 is fantastic.
True.
To even run 22.3 is fantastic. No, this is a 400 meter specialist running 21.8. And the Shelly Fraser Price, up until that race, has not gone 22 seconds, sub 22. So just to show you the caliber of times that you were producing, which I don't know, it's so. Now you've made the team for 100 and the 200 meters, and you're running personal best like it's nothing. So every run you just a run and just a run and just a run, and you're just like, all right, you're ready for Tokyo. In my predictions, I did say that 1, 2, 3 for 100, and I did say 1, 2, 3 also for 200, and I also had an asterisk to say if we don't get 1, 2, 3, we would have gotten 1, 2, and you would have been my second pick for the 200 meters. So you ran the 100 meters at Tokyo. You were very prepared mentally, were you?
Yes.
And you got the bronze medal. Fantastic job, by the way.
Thank you.
The 1, 2, 3 history again. And then the 200 meters, I'm ready bad. I'm not asked. I say, yeah. Shericka, what happened? Because at home, I don't know if you saw my tweets, but I was defending you like me used to go to school, because I was just like, clearly this was I thought that you misjudged the race. I thought that you maybe look up on the clock. This was just what I thought. You looked up on the screen and you saw that you were in front, and you were just like, okay, you can come off of the gas. What happened in the 200 meters? Because, no. Yeah.
Anyway, the 200 meter was a disaster, I believe. It was good though. I never wanted to run hard in the morning, right? I never wanted to run hard in the morning because the semi-final would have been the evening. Let me take a breath. Yes, so for me, I believe that I positioned myself to be in top 3, right?
That's all you needed to do.
And when the screen in front is a little bit delayed.
I knew it. Same thing myself.
Which I didn't know until I ran the 4x1, right? Because when I finished, I was like, okay, then I think I made a final. Because at the time, I never knew that I came fourth. I
thought you came second.
Is when I saw all the times coming up, I was like, oh God, Jackson. So for me, I think it was really, really hard. I was very disappointed. It was something that I don't think I recover from. Right? It was hard. I wanted to run the 200.
Yeah, no.
Remember that I never wanted to go to the Olympic to run 100.
Right.
Yes, I get a medal, but I wanted to run the 200.
You really wanted to run the 200.
Really,
I can see that
really
happening is like, it's going to be hard to recover from that. But let me just say though, even though we were disappointed, everything happens for a reason. Yes. And you've given us so much of yourself. Like, what stood out to me was, I think it was after the 4x1, the heats. and they asked you if you're going to run the 4x4. Now, you guys are fans, so they don't really know what's going on in Jamaica, and there were a lot of debates and a bag of things. And I said that you should have run the 4x4. I was like, listen, put her in there. Come and know a girl, I give her all. And you said something though, and you said, if my country needs it, I'm going to do it. So whilst we were being disappointed, we were like, you said that is a fighter, you know, and we thank you so much for what you've done for us. Like, enough people that just be like, well, I'm not running a 4x1, I'm not running a 4x4 because, you know, I am, you know, hurt right now and trying to recover from my own disappointment. So you put away yourself and you put your country first. And I must say, you know, thank you so much for that. You're not going to get over it until you get your medal next year, which I'm not going to get when I ask guys. Now the 4x1. There was a lot of speculations, a lot of things that was happening as to who's supposed to run and who's supposed to run what leg. And a bag of excitement. As for every year, we feel like the woman them always have a bag of things going on back in the background. I know. The formation of how you guys placed it, that was what I wanted. I know a lot of debates were happening in a lot of spaces that I was hosting, and other persons were saying, you know, people should go different places. Why they decided that you're supposed to go on the ankle leg?
Firstly, I only can run one leg.
Yeah.
That's it.
And that's it.
That's it. I cannot run any other leg. I cannot pass a baton.
Yes.
So therefore, which leg you going to put me on?
Right.
I only can run one leg.
So did that cause any issues?
Firstly, I never went to the meeting.
You never went to a meeting?
No.
Okay. No, because there were reports coming from Tokyo, you know, and I don't know if I'm an analyst or what, but you know, I was there in the middle of everything. So there were a lot of things happening. I'm not gonna really say it, but a lot of persons were very upset as to you know, running the ankle leg, and them said that they put this person and the person had this and that, and whatever the case is. I said, make sure stay on the ankle leg. The formation was perfect. I know that you guys wanted the world record.
Definitely.
Or your reaction after the camera picked it up, it did it everywhere.
I was very disappointed.
You wanted the world record.
I wanted to.
You guys were poised to get the world record. Like, that was the best team that God could have ever put together.
True.
But to be honest with you though, you guys did the fastest time produced by a Jamaican team. You know, it was a national record. And it was an independence or emancipation. It was one of them days.
Yes.
So I mean, come on, like, what else could we ask for? It was better than previous years, because we had fantastic teams before and we never did produce them time, so we not complain.
True.
You understand?
True.
Right. So legendary teams have been produced before.
Yes.
And we've not gotten the baton around or became second. You guys won.
Yes.
With a national record.
True.
So I know the disappointment. Ain't running a panty.
Oh,
So with the disappointment.
That was another story.
With the Shericka panty, sir. But we saw your face.
Yes.
You were disappointed.
Very.
Are you still disappointed?
No.
No. Do you think that we can get you guys together for a world record run?
The thing is, every year somebody pops up. So therefore,
Nobody's not pop up. I eat this now.
Jamaica will have
No,
great, even greater sprinters.
No, I want it from that team. Them four ladies.
Let's see.
I want Shelly get the record before she retire. Right? So it has to be this particular team, please and thank you.
Unless once everybody shows up at the trials, a good team is there, then things will happen.
So what actually caused that record though? Was it poor baton changes? Because I saw 2 poor baton changes. Was it poor baton changes?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I don't think we have enough like relay camp sessions because you know we're all over the place.
Yeah.
So I think that was a factor in everything.
Was chemistry a factor as well?
I don't know.
Okay. But I've asked the people then, okay.
I don't know.
I must say, I was very worried about the chemistry of the team, you know, amidst everything that we've heard, and we're going to eat that when everything that's happening.
we are.
But y'all put it together.
Let me tell you, I think we are big enough. So therefore,
Whenever the things are enough. So you can tell you the truth, I never have no faith, so we're not going to be big enough.
We are big, man.
But let me tell you something though. You see, when I saw how you guys came out and everything, I said, yeah man, this is going to be special. The post interviews and everything, you guys were gelling together, like the chemistry was there. So someone else said the record could have been there, but next year though, definitely. You know what? I'm not going to ask a question. I'm going to ask something on the lines of chemistry, but I won't.
No.
Yeah. So then after that, the Diamond League excitement, you guys did a whole world tour. I'm going to call it a Destiny's Child. Because it's like, y'all were just scraping up those medals left, right, and center. Only never get nobody else.
No chance.
No Kool-Aid, nothing, no chance to come out and go up on the podium unless one would have been missing. But once a three on the lineup, I eat that. Did you ever think in your mind that post-Olympic, and you guys did phenomenal things. By the way, you walked home with, 3 records? 3 medals. The 100 meter, 4x1, 4x4. Did you think that post-Olympic now, after you run out your soul so much, did you think that you were going to do so well at the Diamond League?
No.
No.
Firstly, I'm not a Diamond League performer.
Right.
I struggled so many years just to perform on the Diamond League circuit. But I wanted this year to be a little bit different, right? So I tried my very best to compete as hard as possible.
Shericka, you run every one of them.
Everything.
Shericka, you run every one of them.
Every single thing.
Not never miss
I give 100% effort in every one of my races.
Not never miss this season. No Diamond League race post-Olympic missed you. Like you were there for all of them.
You know that when I sit down, I was like, man, this is the best I've ever performed.
And I love
at
that
a
for
Diamond
you.
League circuit.
Come on, I love that, man. The world tour with all 3 of you guys, was that a planned thing where you guys are going to be at every single meet together?
No.
Because I kind of find out you guys perform well
when all of us.
when all 3 of you guys are there.
No, it wasn't. Because we have different agents. So.
Okay, so there was the big meet now where, was supposed to dismantle the top 3 and all the excitement and whatever. And there was a lot of media thing. The pre-interview, you did not get a lot of shine to me in that interview. They were very focused on the negativity and what they should not have been focused on. Did you feel any sort of way in at all? Like,
no, firstly, it's my first ever press conference. The first thing I asked was, do I have to go? They were like, okay, you just can go. And I was like, okay. Firstly, if anybody know me, I will be talking like a clown. But when you see me on the track, I don't talk a lot. And
that's the only thing that should matter. You performing on track and you perform.
Definitely.
So you back up. Yeah. But anyways, so the post-interview that such person did and you guys were walking, that's a meme, and that's my favorite meme.
Oh Lord, I don't want to go.
Shericka, let me tell you about that remind me of, right? That reminded me of a scene of Mean Girls when they now walk together. I'm just looking at the camera and the whole of we are dead because we're just like...
I was looking.
Well, you never look. You never did look. But when I laugh when I talk, can you just tell me that? What were you laughing about though? I would love to know, like, what was that conversation about, if you can share?
How good our spikes look.
How good the spikes look. Yes. Because that meme is never going to die down, That meme is going to be there forever and ever.
Oh,
amen.
Lord.
All right. So you had a fantastic 2021 season,
Definitely.
And I must say hats off to you for doing it all. So I'm going to just ask a couple more questions. Why never run out of panty? What is wrong with running in panty? From I know you run, you never want to run in a panty yet?
I've never run in panty before.
Right. So Shelly make you run in a panty.
The whole world is going to see me in a panty.
Yeah, but panty look nice.
Yes, but it was just difficult.
Yeah, but Shelly them is a panty girl, Shelly them love running in a panty.
Exactly.
I've never seen Shelly maybe 1 or 2 times, but Shelly loves to run in her panties. You never wanted that.
No.
But you do it.
But I did it. I never had a choice.
And even when you come off, you wrap your flag around your waist.
I'm glad them give me my own flag.
When you guys came off, though, speaking of coming off, there were some questions, if it is that you did the baton exchange within the zone. I don't know if you guys knew whilst on the track. So that's the reason we were watching now. I wonder if them realized that, it's a possibility. The US commentators were very much, I think that, it wasn't safe or whatever the case is. So we were very nervous about that. So a lot of people were saying, maybe you noticed, and that's why your face it looks like after the race. No, never noticed nothing. You never know.
It's like when we were going through the mixed zone, we stopped to do an interview with a reporter, and he was like, did you hear that there are protesting because you guys got disqualified? I was like, what?
Hey, firstly, You could have never take back my medal for me.
After
that,
I lost focus.
Yeah.
I could not give anybody a proper interview after that because I wanted to go around the back to know if... Because when you went in the car room, once a protest has been done, the person who came forward not leaving. And I was like to Shelly, who came forward? And it was like, I think Switzerland came forward.
Yes, they did.
And they were sitting in the car room.
They've never got them on the medal.
Shelly, we got disqualified for real. And we were there. No, remember, nobody from Jamaica came around at the car room at the time. So we were concerned. Switzerland was still there.
On social media
and
for hours, and we did nervous bad when I asked. But speaking of Shelly, you have a great relationship with her. Is she like a big sister to you?
Yes.
Yeah, right?
More like a mother.
More like a mother. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Hey, man. I mean, all the chemistry is there and everything. I can actually see that you guys are really, really good friends. Love that. So what's next for you professionally? I know that you don't want to tell us what your professional goals are, so I'm going to leave it at that.
Yes.
But World Championship is next year.
Yes.
Are you ready? But you start training already, but last week?
No, this week.
Monday? Tuesday. So you start training Tuesday. How does your body feel thus far? Always just a couple of days, we just want to know.
Actually, I think it's the best I've ever felt in a long while.
I love that.
I don't know if it's because I'm getting the weight properly down, but it's the best I've ever felt.
Okay. And you're going to run the 100, 200, and 400?
At the current moment, I am training with the quarter milers, so we'll see.
Shericka, you cannot just run the 400 meter alone.
Why not?
So you see, if you even are training the quarter miles right now, you have to go pick up back one of the event them, you know, because we need to see you.
Oh,
yeah, something
maybe
I forgot.
400.
Yeah. So that's it for next year, and you're preparing.
Yes.
And if your coach tells you that, well, I want you to double it in some way. In addition to the 400 meter, what would be the second event? The 200? The 100?
I think if I'm supposed to choose the double, I'll go the 1-2.
1-2 again?
Yes.
And I think that's a fantastic choice because yeah.
Definitely.
Exactly. And I need to see you, win that medal in the 200 meter for all that happened this year. Are you dating? Whenever maturity. People may tell her, I'm never going to ask her, but I'm going to ask her. Since we're in it. So I don't have to just kind of come off for the professional thing a little bit and just straight in quick and fast.
We're just straight in quick.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm currently dating.
All right, then love that for you. Do you want to get married?
Yes, definitely.
Really?
Yes. I've never...
But if you get married in Shericka, you have to learn for cooking.
Lord.
You have to learn for cook, friend.
But I can cook.
What you can cook? Rice, ramen noodles, macaroni and cheese.
Them no good thing. I can cook rice and peas.
Rice. Oh no, man, start cook that. Yeah, man, a big cooking that can make cook rice and peas. I can cook rice, but not rice and peas.
No, I can't cook rice good enough.
But I can cook rice and peas?
Yes.
But I can cook rice
That's
and peas. I can
all
cook rice. Good.
Yeah. Okay.
So you want to get married?
Yes.
All right. And you're still at the MVP club. Quickly though, sponsorship. I spoke to Megan Topper. She started my season, and I've also had an episode with Anza Parchment and Dwyer and Tracy, and we're talking about sponsorship and how hard it is for Jamaican athletes to get support from our own, and it's so unfortunate. I know that Puma sponsors you. Yes, and they've been doing a fantastic job.
Yes. Definitely.
Do you think that athletes needs to get more sponsorship from local brands or local companies, corporate companies?
I believe so. Definitely.
Has anyone approached you?
Do I have to answer that?
Then, well, enough answer for you. Enough answer. It's just very unfortunate though, for me personally, I've said it to Megan that I think that when you run and do good and the things that happen, everybody jump up and then post, and the government come out and then meet in the airport with van and car and a bag of excitement. You don't have to answer. Can be just do the talking.
Yeah, so.
And it's just so unfortunate that I don't think that you guys are backed enough financially. Even look at help, look at therapy sessions. Could that be free food? Like little medical, could that be free? Like things like those to kind of offset some of the finances strains that you guys are going through, which is so unfortunate, but
True.
we move. That's a different conversation. I know you're getting into problems and trouble. So you said that you're at MVP,
Yes.
and you not leave. Because other people are leaving, so I want to know.
I'm at MVP.
You're at MVP. There's a rumor that they're going to be an international Nike signed athlete to be trained by the camp by Stephen Francis, who's not your coach, but still at the camp. Have you heard anything about that at all? No. Would you feel threatened if it was the next person?
No.
The Kool-Aid girl?
Firstly,
Yeah.
what I know and I can speak, it is good to have competition. It is good to have people who are faster than you. Maybe they will motivate you.
That's why some people don't think so though. Why some people always feel threatened by competition?
Remember, I wasn't fast. And I had faster people at MVP.
So why is it that all athletes cannot have that same mindset? That even if I am the reigning champion right now and somebody is coming to knock on my foot, I have to understand that they're supposed to push me to do faster and better things. But I'm not gonna get. Shericka, thank you so much for stopping by. I had to end my season with them and I asked, and I'm wishing you all the best. In the future, you have a bright future, really, really bright future ahead of you. And I hope that God continues to bless you. Continue to be your true self. And I wish you all the best. And I'll be watching. Right, and cheering for you and post the things them and some of them, because I'm right in your corner supporting you, because you are a fantastic, phenomenal athlete and a person. Some people don't have personality, but I love that for you.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for being here, and we'll be watching. So make sure, if you're double, again, make sure it's the 1 and the 2. Right? But I drop the 1, not the 2, So if I got double, yeah. And that's why I can do the 1, 2, 4.
You can do 1, 4. 1, 4 is possible.
But more I do the 2, 2, because more I get the medal for the 2.
No, but the way the schedule set up, you can do 1. You can do 4, 2.
Oh, you can't do the 4, 2, no?
No, but the 1, 2 possible.
But the 1, 2 possible. Or the 1, 4.
1, 4.
I never really seen anybody the 1 4 yet. Yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for joining this end of our season. Shericka, thank you very much for being here. So you're cool and you're training right now.
Thank you for having me.
I'm going to call Francis to call on your phone until let's say a time for training. Thank you so much and I do appreciate it. Alright?
Thank you for
having me. Alright, that was the episode. Shericka, wow, I don't know. She's a breath of fresh air. I just want to say though, and without being emotional, this season has been a fantastic one. I could not have done it without the support of you guys. It has been a roller coaster of great content. We've spoken about everything possible that I wanted to cover this season. It went directly how I wanted it to. So we started with Megan Topper, the historian, basically. She was the first woman to get an Olympic medal in the 100-meter hurdles, and I ended it with an Olympic champion, Shericka Jackson. But in between the seasons though, this season we've spoken about so many things. We've spoken about sex events in Jamaica with Fetish and Colleen. We've had Prince Pine and Lee, right? And we've had the hardcore drug usage in Jamaica. We've spoken to Yannick Curvy Diva. We've had Pajama Billionaire, which is a fantastic conversation, by the way. We've also spoken to Maki about the education system in Jamaica, the unfortunate education system in Jamaica. We've had Lidge on, he's also spoken about his journey, and I cannot thank them enough. Each guest, each topic. It also shows the diversity of this platform, and I must say, thank you guys so much for the immense support. I am always grateful for it all. So thank you so much. Thank you to Cattleya Perfect 10 for hosting us and facilitating us each and every week. Thank you also to Fetish for letting us use her location at 9211 Phoenix Avenue. Also, Fetish new location is Southdale Plaza. Ensure that you go check it out. Also, thank you to the Bamcast. They produce my podcast and edits it all. Remember, they also have services right now where they're going to rent their cameras and microphones and equipment basically to you guys. So if you have ideas and you can edit and do all that you want to do, they can rent their equipment to you. So you can, send them, a DM and they'll respond. And also they have videography services actually. So if you have an idea, you can just link him up and he will, come wherever you are or, video, record, edit, all the excitement. So send him a DM at the Bamcast, or it's Martin Pagan on Twitter, right? Or Martin Pagan on Twitter. So, thank you guys so much. Thank you to my entire team. Thank you for the support. I cannot thank you guys enough. I'm going to take a well-deserved break. So I'll see you in 2022 for season number 6. So thank you so much. And remember, no matter what it is that you're going through, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. If you feel like you're going through hell, why you want to stop at hell? Just continue going, continue pressing, continue pushing. Things, you have a purpose, you'll be great. From King Bwoyatingz himself, I do thank you. Have a fantastic rest of the year, a fantastic Christmas and New Year, and a baga excitement. And I'll see you at the top of the year, 2022, January, for a brand new season. Until next time, all right? Big up on yourself.